Hey there, everyone. Hopefully this is seen as a fun presentation. I'm really sharing with you what I intend to do in our business over the next couple of years, kind of what my thought process is. This has really started to crystallize for me as I talk with you every day, as I take more and more investors to the hub in Fresno and really see what's going on in the market. Also kind of tying in what we do every day with our with our daily millionaire news. I wanted to take that activity and translate it to our real estate business and kind of share with you how those two connect. And again, really what this comes from is all the conversations I have with students, with investors, with other investors out there. So I just created a quick presentation kind of walking you through what my logic is and really hitting you with, okay, you want to know what Michael's doing? This is what he is doing the next couple of years. So let me share it with you. We'll just walk through it together. And again, just like everything, just like my goals, just like everything I do with you, I share it with you openly. I look for feedback because again, I'm wrong all the time. Just ask my wife. So again, if you see something here that you don't understand, you have questions, you think I'm wrong, just tell me. Be nice about it, but you tell me. I have no problem looking for feedback on the opposite side. So again, this is what I plan to do throughout 2020 and likely through at least the first half of 2021. I will leave the second half kind of fuzzy because I do think the election in November could impact 2021, certainly the second half of 2021. So that's kind of fuzzy. But again, we're talking 18 months. So this is what I'll be doing for the next 18 months. First and foremost, if you've been following this channel for any length of time, hopefully it is clear by now that I think multifamily is overpriced, and I'm starting to think it is stupidly overpriced. There are so many people chasing this asset type. There are multifamilies in my market that would be okay, like okay deals at 50 to 55K a door, right? These little tiny one bedrooms, 500 square feet, that now are trading at 80 to 90K a door. And, when the market turns and those assets go from 95, 98% effective occupancy to 50, the owners are going to get crushed. So I'm going to keep saying it and hopefully save some people, but I think multifamily is stupidly priced. I'm going to stay in the market that we know, Fresno. I can certainly go to other markets. I've looked at a couple, one on the East Coast, one in the Central. I've thought about trekking out there and building a new team. Unfortunately, I don't want to work that hard. I can survive a decent existence on the market and the portfolio we have already. I have no ego. I have no need to say that I own hundreds or thousands of units. I frankly don't want to work that hard. It just adds risk, complexities. And again, I don't have an ego where I have to add a Ferrari, a Lamborghini, a private jet, a second home to my life. I'm already happy. I love what I do. I love helping people, and going to other markets would add risk, would take away time, and I'm fairly certain I wouldn't be as happy. So I've decided I have no interest in going to another market. I believe single family homes are underpriced, and they are underpriced, especially looking at how low 30-year rates are. The problem, the challenge, the struggle is inventory is so low. You have to work so hard to find a deal. You really have to learn your market. You have to get creative. Many of you can still get uber cheap loans with a 4% on it. Man, I wish I was you sometimes, right? I can't do that. I have too many properties. But again, I think you change your life with 1 to 4, 8, 10 single family homes. There's no there's no reason not to do this, right? If you can go in and you learn your market, like I talk about in the course all the time, it's the only question I think is important is, what is a good or great deal? If you can answer that question, you can change your financial future. So I'm a huge believer in learning your market, doing homework, figure out what's going on. Something else I'm doing is I'm going direct to owners. I am going to use the hub in Fresno. You have seen some of the mailers. We are going to use the book One Rental at a Time as some cachet to try to get sellers to call and talk to us. We're going to look to pay cash. We're going to look for owner financing. We're going to look for subject to. I'm still going to look on the MLS, right, the multiple listing service, but that will be, I'm suspecting in the past where we got all our deals from the MLS, I suspect the next 2 years it might be half. We might get half our deals out of the MLS and half from direct to sellers. It's expensive, right? I could easily be spending $5,000 to $8,000 a month doing this, but assuming the returns show up, we will see what happens. We're going to look to add owner financed deals, right? That was how we added one big portfolio last year, 15 units from one seller. We are looking at subject to. We're evaluating a deal right now. We are going to also look to add quality single family homes. We just believe single family homes are underpriced, and these are the assets that we need to add and grow to our portfolio. We're going to hold houses. If you haven't read our book, One Rental at a Time, you need to read it. If you have read it, you probably want to read it again, because we're going to repeat what we did from 03 to 08. I think the dominoes are set up to mirror that time frame. It was very powerful for us. Again, if you've read our book, do me a favor. I give away so much stuff for free. Could you go to Amazon right now and leave a 5-star review? I think we're up to 131. I'd like to get to 200 this year. So your 5-star review would be great. And if you want to have your significant other write one as well, hey, let's get to 200 somehow, some way. So again, we are going to buy houses for the next 2 years. Then we will hold for a couple of years. And then we are going to 1031 into small apartments. If you know our story in our book, we talk about going from 8 to 80. We did all of that with no new capital. We see the same dominoes set up. Buy houses, hold, let them appreciate, let multifamily collapse, and trade into assets that are distressed, and have a lot more units by 2025, 2026. I believe small multifamilies will fall a year or two after the economy turns, right? The economy turns, unemployment goes from 3.5 to 7. Effective occupancy goes from 100% to 50. Landlords get freaked out about having to pay the mortgage out of pocket. Then they just sell, and then they let them go, and we buy more apartments from the banks. We bought a 10 unit, an 18 unit, and several others directly from banks last time, and we will do that again. It's just going to take time to get there. Simply said, we are going to repeat what set us up on the path to financial freedom. And if you believe what I believe, you could set yourself up by just getting 1 to 4 to 8 to 10 single family homes today. Don't overthink it. Learn your market. If you don't know how to learn your market, my course is ridiculously cheap at $199. Link in description below. Take the course, do your homework for 30 to 45 days, and let's get after it. Learn your market. What is good or great? And then what you do is you own houses, and in 4 to 5 years, when they appreciate more and apartments start to get distressed, you can 1031 just like us. Again, I always try to play the worst case scenario. So let's say I'm wrong. Michael, you're wrong again. Well, here's the worst case scenario. If multifamily doesn't significantly fall, then you'll just keep your solid single family homes. They've already appreciated. You've already had some mortgage pay down. So as far as I'm concerned, no harm, no foul. You own 4 to 8 to 10 single family rentals. And hopefully, if that's the worst case scenario, That's not so bad. Again, you can get our story. On the right is the book cover that you can get from Amazon. On the left, I'm very proud to say it is now available on Audible. If you've listened to it on Audible or bought it on Audible, do me a favor, leave a review. It's brand new. I need to get some reviews out there. It would be a huge, huge help. I would appreciate it. Again, any book review on Amazon or Audible would be wonderful, and I would appreciate each and every one of them. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to buy a bunch of houses now and next year. We're going to sit tight for a couple of years. We're going to let them appreciate. And then when a multifamily gets distressed, we're going to 1031 out of houses into multifamily. And again, read the story in our book if you haven't yet. It's all there, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I think this is going to be set up to be a good time. So let me know what you think. Leave comments below and have a wonderful day.